faced the crowd. They were all talking and laughing, but the sound seemed curiously muted. I spotted Ricky's youngest child, Lisa, a gob of frosting on her cheek. My office manager, Ted Smalley, and his partner, Neil Osborne, looked handsome in vested suits and wild ties. Attorneys Anne-Marie Altman and Hank Zahn held hands with their adopted daughter, Habiba Hamid, proof that some families, no matter how oddly assorted, worked. And there was Hy Rapinski, my very significant other. I was talking with Ricky's manager, Kurt Girdwood, and didn't notice me. Quickly I turned away, started walking toward the staircase Ray and Ricky would be coming down. I couldn't let Hy see me. He'd instantly know something was wrong. In the years we'd been together, I'd never once been able to conceal my true feelings from him. A tap on my shoulder. Mick Savage, Ricky's oldest son and best man, and my agency's computer expert. His blonde hair was tousled, and he had traces of bright red lipstick on his mouth. Charlotte Keim, the source of the lipstick, and another of my operatives clung to his arm. Mick said, "Wedding came off okay, huh?" I managed a grin. "Great, and neither of us lost the rings." "What the hell's taking them so long?" He glanced at his watch, probably anxious to get out of there and back to the condo he and Keim had started sharing 2 weeks before. "They're going to Paris, darling," she said. "Takes time to get gussied up for a trip like that." "Hell, Dad's probably grabbed Ray for a quickie." "Let's have a little decorum here," I told him. Not that the remark offended me. Knowing the bridal couple, it might very well be accurate. But Mick expected an Atlee rebuke and would have found it odd had he not received one. Then Ray and Ricky came down the staircase. She was stunning in a blue suit, her long red-gold curls loose on her shoulders. His handsome face looked happier and more at peace than I'd ever seen it. He caught my eye, pointed to Ray's bouquet, and winked. I shook my head, made a fending-off gesture. Raising his hands for quiet, as he did on stage, he called, "Okay, folks, it's time for the next lucky couples to learn their fate. Gentlemen first, preferably single ones." As the men moved forward, he turned his back, waved Ray's lacy green garter in the air, and hurled it over his shoulder. It landed in the hands of Jerry Jackson, his drummer. "Done there, done that," Jerry yelled. But he pocketed the garter carefully and grinned at his pretty blonde woman friend. "Now it's the ladies' turn," Ricky announced, motioning for us to draw closer. When I didn't move, he looked at me and frowned. He was another man I had trouble deceiving. Quickly I stepped forward, and he shrugged. Sister Sharon, as he sometimes still called me, was simply being weird again. "Throw it, Red, so we can get out of here." Ray pivoted and heaved the bouquet over her shoulder. She must have been on radar, because it flew straight at me. I sidestepped, and it ended up in Keim's arms. "No way," Charlotte exclaimed. "Ray may be the marrying kind, but not this gal." She tossed the flowers away, and Ricky's college-age daughter Chris caught them. She blushed, rolled her eyes, and smiled up at her date, a UC Berkeley wide receiver. I let out a sigh, glad that this ordeal was nearly over. Catering people appeared with bags of confetti, and then Ray and Ricky ran the gauntlet to a waiting limo. As it drove off, more trays of champagne were circulated, but the party had a definite winding-down feel. "McCone!" Hy came up behind me, put his hands on my shoulders. "Hey there." I rested my cheek against one of them. "Well, we got off scot-free in the garter and bouquet department, in spite of the happy couple's intentions." "You sure that's a good thing?" The question surprised me. "Since when have we needed legal sanction?" My voice broke, the strain overwhelming me. For a moment, Hy didn't speak, just tightened his grasp on my shoulders. Then he said softly, "I've been watching you. You've done a good job of fooling everybody but me. What's wrong?" "Let's go down on the deck, and I'll tell you." The sun had dipped below the Marin County headlands, and the temperature had dropped. The musicians were packing up their gear, while the caterers moved about, filling plastic bins with plates and silverware and glasses.